Oh, there you are, January. Just give me a second, guys. Alright. Hey guys, it's Kevin, it's me, another movie review, guys, and this is not going to be your typical movie review because, and I'm sure you guys were predicting this was going to happen soon, this is the first epic rant of 2016. Yes, finally an epic rant. I've honestly been waiting to do an epic rant. I like doing them, they're fun to do, they're fun to point out stupid flaws in movies, and is it for a good one? But I gotta say that this is a movie that I was actually looking forward to, I have to say. And that movie is 50 Shades of Black. Now, why? Because 50 Shades of Grey was a really stupid movie. As you guys know, it was on my worst list for last year. And by the way, guys, this technically isn't my first ever grant because of my sweet Audrina, but don't count that because it is a TV movie. For my first actual movies, first like actual movies that go in theaters, this is my first epic rant of 2016. So that's why I'm saying that. But as you guys know, 50 Shades of Grey, I hated that movie. I thought it was really stupid. I thought it was really tedious at points. I just really hated everything about it. It was like number 9 on my worst list, and I thought, okay, there's a lot you can do with it. You can make fun of it very well. I honestly thought they could do a good job in possibly making fun of it, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of you can poke fun at with 50 Shades of Grey, and I was hoping that 50 Shades of Black would do that, but of course I was worried because you guys know how much I hated A Haunted House 2, and as it turns out, after watching 50 Shades of Black, not only is it worse than A Haunted House 2, this might be the worst spoof movie I have ever seen, and I'm not joking to you guys. How did this go so wrong? I mean, this is supposed to be a parody of 50 Shades of Grey, one of the most easily parodied movies you could do. I mean, there's so much you can make fun of with that movie. You could literally dissect every single scene and there's something to make fun of. Even the contract scene, which is supposed to be funny, is still very awkward. You can make fun of every scene, and there you go. You can do that with that movie. And this movie, for me to say it sucked, says a lot. And obviously, the plot to this movie, it's the same plot of 50 Shades of Grey, and you guys probably knew that from the movie, but there is so much wrong with this movie. Where do I even begin? There's so much to talk about. Let's just get to the acting, because the acting was something that could have made this movie really good. Had the actors had really good, knew that they were making fun of 50 Shades of Grey, have fun with the material, this could have been really, really good. It's just everyone in this movie pretty much sucks. I mean, let's talk about Marlon Wayans. I like this guy. I don't dislike Marlon Wayans in any way. I think he can be funny. I've seen him be funny on things. He seems like a really nice guy in real life. He seems a lot of fun. And I think that he could be a really funny guy when you give him funny stuff to do. It's just, damn, was he bad here. I mean, this is not at all Christian Grey. Christian Black, let me just say, which, by the way, is not funny. Little things like that, that's not funny. I don't know why the movie thinks that's so funny, but they say it so much and they make it, it's not funny. It's really not. But here's the thing. Christian Grey, if I can give 50 Shades of Grey anything, it's that Christian Grey was a very well-utilized character. We understood who he was. We knew he was a really creepy guy. Was he a good character? No, but I'm saying that he was well-utilized. Like, we knew who his character was. We knew who he was, and it was easy to personify him. Here, this is not at all Christian Grey. I don't know what they did to this character, but this guy is all over the place in this movie. Sometimes he is a whiny little bitch, sometimes he's a big softy, and then sometimes he is like Christian Grey, but it just doesn't work. Marlon Wayans, I feel, was really badly cast here, and he could have done a good job here. The problem is, that character Malcolm that he played in A Haunted House? That is essentially the same exact character that he's playing here. He's just called Christian Black, and it really does not work at all. This really did not work for Marlon Wayans, and I feel bad for him because, like I said, nothing against you, man. It's just, this really did not work at all, and it could have worked, but nothing with him really worked at all. I don't know what they were trying to do with this character, and it really sucked, I have to say. I think they could have benefited from it had they had a different actor, but I really feel that he was miscasted. I mean, I didn't really feel like he was Christian Grey. You didn't feel like this guy was a sex addict. You just felt like this was a guy that wanted to bone this girl. It didn't feel like the same way, and it really didn't work for me. The only saving grace I can really give this movie is that of Callie Hawk, and only some stuff stuff with her. Some stuff with her character is really bad, but I will say the innocence and the naivety that Anastasia Steele has, I think she got done very well here and made fun of it very well. Like the scene in the trailer where he talks about how I want to show you my toys and she thinks he's talking about a PlayStation. That's a funny scene. There's a lot you can do with that. It's just that scene goes on and on and on, and she herself is not really all that funny. Like I said, there are some things that she gets funny. I think she can be funny, but she really is bad in this movie. A lot of her scenes come across as very awkward. They keep making fun of the fact that Dakota Johnson blinked. That is so Twilight. That is a Twilight joke. You don't do that for 50 Shades of Grey. I don't know why they did that here. That's not really something I thought about while watching it, so I don't know why they made fun of that. That was very strange, but I really didn't think that these two really worked that great together at all. I didn't really like them together, and honestly, I really didn't think they had very good chemistry. They seemed like they were having fun, but they just weren't funny. That was the thing. They were not funny. Let's talk about, though, there are some actors in this movie that are really bad, but by far the worst actress in this movie, and one of the worst actors and actresses I've seen in a very long time, is Jenny Zigrino as Katisha. Okay. I get that she's supposed to be, like, the stereotypical best friend, but this literally seemed like she was trying to act black. Like, she's a white girl, and this is how she thinks black people act, and it's really stupid. It feels really out of place, and here's what Jenny Zigrino feels like. You know those, like, comedy wannabes that, like, they see comedians on TV and they just think, oh, I can do that. No, she can't. She can't act. She's not funny. She can't really do anything. She's horrible. I don't want to see her again. Anytime she came on screen, I was like, no, just go away. She by far was the most annoying thing about this movie. She's so over the top. Every joke with her goes on and on. She didn't know when to quit. The other actors might have, but she did not know when to quit. She wouldn't stop. She would go on and on about things, and she's not funny at all. And I do feel a lot of her stuff was improv. It's very clear to tell she's not funny, and I very much disliked her when she was on screen. She by far was the worst actress in this movie. She really was bad. I really thought that she was terrible here. Then you have some characters like Andrew Bachelor, who I can't even really say is a character. His character is a very one-joke character. The joke of this character is that, one, he's playing Jose, you know, that girl, the friend of Anastasia. But the joke is that he's her straight friend that thinks she's attractive and wants to have sex with her. Literally every joke is him trying to get in her pants, and it's not funny. One joke, that would be fine. But every joke with him is that, and it's not funny. You gotta have other things to bounce off of. You can't just keep doing the same joke over and over again, because that's like me just saying the same thing to you over and over again. It gets annoying, and this really did get annoying. And they just went away. It seemed like he was only there for one purpose, just to make sex jokes, and it really didn't work at all. I don't really know what, you know, I understand he needs to be in the movie, but they really could have done more with him, and it really didn't work for me at all, and like I said, really nothing there. The same with Affion Crockett as Eli. The only reason he's in this movie is to make fun of The Weeknd, because as you guys know, The Weeknd does sing the song Earned It, which he got nominated for an Oscar for. I really like The Weeknd. I think he's a good singer. I have nothing against the guy. But the joke in the movie is there isn't even a joke with him. The thing they do with him is just that he can sing very high during sex, and that's really it. That's really all they do with him. I don't know what the purpose of the character was. I don't know why he was here. Did he need to be here? No, there was no reason for him to be here. I don't know why he was here. I don't even think he was part of the original movie. It just felt weird, and it just felt like they wanted to do this one scene with him, and it really was stupid. I don't get what the point of it was. Jane Seymour, damn, you can do better than this. I mean, she was really bad here. There is one joke with her character I don't even want to talk about, but I'm gonna get into when we get into the screenplay because of how god-awful it was. I mean, I gotta talk about it because it is pretty terrifying, I have to say. And Fred Willard's not much better either. Everyone sucks in this movie, okay? Everyone sucks. Case closed with the acting. Everyone really sucks. But it's mainly because of the directing and the screenplay. Because the directing and screenplay would have been good, I don't think this movie would have been as bad as it was. The directing here by Michael Tiddes, you got this all wrong. This movie should not have been as in your face as it was. I mean, this movie is completely in your face. Jokes go on and on and on. You know, the humor here is everything you've seen in other Wayans Brothers movies, and the directing here was just so bad. I really thought this should have been a lot more subtle, like kind of like What We Do in the Shadows. You guys know that movie, that it's very subtle, a lot of the humor. you might not even catch because of how subtle it is. Do something like that, because that's actually really funny. There's a lot you can do with that. I would have been fine if the humor was like that. The problem is nothing in this movie worked. I didn't think the tone worked at all. I didn't think anything was really all that funny, I have to say. And the directing, just like I said, really did not work for me at all. I was not a fan of the directing. But by far, the worst thing about this movie, the worst thing is the screenplay. Look, guys, I can say a few things, many things about the screenplay, actually. First of all, this screenplay, and I'm not joking to you guys, might be the worst screenplay I have ever heard for a comedy. I don't get how they think this is funny. I really don't. I mean, this really made me feel like I was watching one of those, like, direct-to-DVD parody films. You know those movies that come out? Well, those are bad because they're supposed to be. That's why they're direct-to-DVD, because they're not good. Why was this released in theaters? I mean, this movie was released in theaters. People saw it. I mean, yeah, it bombed, but there were people that saw it in theaters, and it's terrible. The humor is not funny here, and it is honestly pretty disturbing at points, I have to say, the stuff that they think is funny in this movie. And the best way I can sum it up is this, and I know this is a very scary review. I just have a lot to say here, and and you guys know with rants, I don't really have a structured review here. I just go on and on about things. Well, that's how I'm going to be with this. I don't really have a structured review because I don't really know what to say, because I'm really in shock by how bad this was. But let me just try to explain to you guys how bad the humor is in this movie. You know when you were, like, say, in elementary school and you were just starting to learn about, like, female body parts and, like, sex and things like that in, like, 5th grade, and, like, they taught you that stuff, and then in 6th grade and 7th grade, you would joke about it and things like that, and you would say, like, you just think the word dick is funny. Nothing else to it, just the word dick. That is 99% of the humor in this movie, and I guarantee every single one of those jokes you made in the playground, that's in this movie, and it is disturbing. It is disturbing. It is atrocious that they think this is funny, and there's so many jokes that I just cringed. The sex scenes in this movie, holy shit, the sex scenes. You can't even call them sex scenes, because they're literally just montages of them doing the weirdest shit, and I don't know what they're trying to do here. Here's what they were trying to do. You know that scene in Scary Movie where there's, like, that really weird sex scene where she hasn't shaved, like, her vagina, and he has to, like, get like a gardening thing to shave it? That's a very funny scene. There's a lot you can do with that. I think that actually is a pretty funny scene. It doesn't go on too long, but this goes on forever, and they're all the same. They're so loud, they're so crude, they're obnoxious, and the reason 50 Shades of Grey sex scenes didn't work is because they weren't sexy. They're not supposed to be sexy. What they could have done is made fun of that, and it really didn't work at all. I don't know really what they were trying to do here. They were honestly horrifying to watch. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There were scenes in this movie I could not watch. There were scenes where I'm literally like, I can't watch this. But there is one scene that horrified me, and I need to talk about it now. And I need to preface that you guys, there were many scenes that if you guys found it funny, fine. But if you guys found this scene funny, I don't get it. I really don't. This scene genuinely shocked me, and I didn't know what to do. I really did not know what to do. This was the point where I'm like, I want to stop watching this movie. I've had urges to stop watching movies before, but not like this. You guys know, hashtag horror is really like the hashtag. I can't even say that title without cringing, guys. Hashtag horror, that terrible movie that was like my least favorite movie of 2015. That's one of the only movies I really wanted to turn off. This movie, this joke happened, I wanted to turn it off. I could not, I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. Okay, so like I said, Jane Seymour's in this movie. She plays Christian Black's mother. For whatever reason, there's a scene where, for whatever reason, Christian Black is not very good in bed. I don't know why. He's supposed to be this he's supposed to be addicted to sex and things like that. For whatever reason, he's not very good. His mother's trying to teach him how to be better in bed and how to, be more hardcore and things like that. And then she gets on top of him. They start to do different techniques, and we hear drum music, very much like in Whiplash. And then we hear her say, "Were you rushing or were you dragging?" Then we hear her compare sex to drums. And then in the background, we hear the Whiplash score, and she's trying to talk like J.K. Simmons, and you realize that they're trying to make fun of Whiplash in 50 Shades of Black. Why? No reason. No reason. This is something that all the Wayans brothers movies do, and I don't get it, but they did it, and it was terrifying, I have to say. But yeah, I'm glad I got that off my chest, guys, because I need to talk to someone about that scene. That scene genuinely scared me. I don't know why they thought that scene was funny. And this is one of those movies where they think offensive stuff is funny. I mean, they will throw in pop culture references. They will throw in like slave things. These things are not funny because they have no punchline. Something this movie doesn't get is just genuine jokes. This movie doesn't understand what jokes really are. A joke needs to have a punchline. A joke needs to have build up to it. It needs to have delivery. This movie has none of that. They think something just simple as like, for example, the weekend, the weekend's character, whoever he is, him having like a very big dick is not funny. There's nothing funny about that. I don't know why they think these things are funny, but they've done this for every movie, and the jokes go on and on and on and on. And the pacing in this movie is atrocious. I mean, they didn't know when to quit, and I'm just like, just quit already. If they would have just had a stopping point, they just would have been like, let's just stop here. I wouldn't fine with that. You gotta know when to quit. You don't need the same scene going on and on and on. It's really annoying. And there's so many recurring gags that when they first happen, they're kind of funny, and maybe I chuckled a little bit. Then they happen a second time, I'm like, why are they doing this? Then they did it again, and it still wasn't funny. And I'm tired of this happening. I see it in every parody movie. It's so annoying. There's nothing funny about it. When you do it once, that's fine. But when you do it over and over again, like I said, it's annoying. It's like me literally telling you guys the same thing over and over again, just in different ways. It's not funny. It's just tedious. It's tedious. It's annoying, and it makes me really want to stop watching the movie, I have to say. Nothing about this movie really was funny. There were only a few jokes, like I said, when they made fun of Anastasia's innocence, or there's this really great scene where, where he talks about, where she talks about, why are you watching me sleep or something like that. They make fun of how creepy he is. And that really doesn't work either because, like I said, the Christian Grey here is not really creepy. So it really didn't work for me, I have to say. That really didn't work at all. There were so many scenes, like I said, that were just horrible to watch. They honestly horrifying. I could not watch many of the scenes in this movie. The ending to this movie, I don't understand at all. It makes no sense whatsoever. The only thing I can give this movie is the cinematography looked like 50 Shades of Grey. Definitely looked cheaper. Looked like they really had no budget to this movie whatsoever. I will definitely say that. But I will say it did look like they did some good research in a 50 Shades of Grey. Some scenes are shot for shot, and they're not funny because they're shot for shot, but basically, it seemed like they did do their homework when it came to looking up 50 Shades of Grey stuff. That's, what they can, how to make the movie look like 50 Shades of Grey. It seemed like they did that, and I'll say this, the score wasn't bad, definitely, but that's literally all I can give this movie. Overall, guys, this movie sucks, okay? It sucks. It is by far the first horrible movie of 2016. It is probably one of the worst comedies I have ever seen. This is worse than A Haunted House 2. A Haunted House 2 had one really funny scene. This movie made me chuckle, okay, a little bit, and I'm not even talking about a ha ha ha. I'm talking about like a that's kind of funny, like that, that little small laugh. That's how much I laughed. I did not burst into laughter. There were so many scenes that just went on and on. There were pop culture references between everything, between the unnecessary pop culture references, between that one horrifying scene that I don't want to talk about again, and you guys can just give me your thoughts in it. But honestly, guys, you're better with 50 Shades of Grey. That movie is funny because it's not supposed to be. There are actually some funny scenes in that movie. Even the contract scene, the one funny scene in the movie, they ruin it here. They really do. They don't get what's funny about that scene. And that's the thing. There are a lot of scenes in this movie, they don't get what's funny about 50 Shades of Grey. It's clear that they think, oh, we're just going to put our own spin on it. It's not funny when you do that. It takes away from, the comedy, and you want to focus on the comedy. It's clear this movie did not want to do that. It focused on pop culture references. It focused on how many things can we throw in here, how many random references can we have, and it's not funny. And I gotta say, Marlon Wayans, like I said, I think you're a nice guy, nothing against you, man, but this really is not working, and you really gotta fix this, because it's not working, okay? I've seen now 2 movies that are horrible from you. Again, nothing against you. I think you can be very funny. Just find something else to do, because this really is not working. Overall, guys, like I said, you're better with 50 Shades of Grey. It's still a horrible movie, but you'll at least get some laughs out of that. This, you'll probably hate yourself. You'll probably regret you watched it. And without a doubt, guys, this definitely, I've been waiting to give this grade all year, definitely, and this movie, without a doubt, gets a 0.5 out of 5 or an F. I hated pretty much everything about this movie. There really wasn't anything good in it. It will definitely be on my top 10 worst. It's not going to be the worst one, I know that. There are definitely other movies I need to watch, like Norm in the North and The Choice, and I don't want to watch these movies, guys, but I have to because it's for you and you guys like my reviews. But anyway, the good thing is I don't have to talk about this movie anymore. If you guys did see this movie, movie. What did you think of it? Don't watch it if you haven't seen it. Just don't watch it. It's really bad. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time with this. There's so many other things to watch. Go see Deadpool, go see Hail Caesar, go see Kung Fu Panda 3. Just avoid this completely. Even see Dirty Grandpa. That's a fun comedy you can see right now. If you want to see a fun movie, see that. That's a fun movie. Hail Caesar, see that. Definitely see that. Hail Caesar not really fun, but definitely see that. But overall, guys, I know you guys saw this movie, have seen it. If you guys want to talk about any of the scenes, we can talk about them together. I know some of them are pretty terrifying, but that's basically for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys stuck with this rant. I know this was a really big one, but I really had to get my thoughts out for this movie because it really infuriated me. And I will see you guys in my next show, which will be for tonight's episode of Flash, which I know will be better than this shit. And I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.